Well, hello everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal. And I just sat down to start the edit of today's vlog, and guess what? It disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I have no idea why it isn't on my camera or in my computer, but for some reason it's gone missing, which means that I have to redo it. So here we go. I called today's vlog by a quote that I saw, which is, "Welcome all feelings and thoughts with equal regard." Now, the reason that I wanted to quote that is because sometimes we take the good times and we give them far more of our attention than we do the difficult times. And so what I wanted to remind everybody is that if you're finding that you're going through a difficult time, it's really important to have a look at it and work with it equally as you would something that you're having fun with. And that's what happened to me this weekend. And I promised the broadcast viewers that I'd put this on a vlog for them so that they could experience it with me, and I hope that it helps some of you. As you all know, I went down to VidCon and I had a lot of fun. Now, the funny thing about stress is that good stress can be as difficult on your body as negative stress. And as you know, I had lots of fun and I was running around like a blue-ass thing, and I just really had an absolute blast. But I knew that I would probably pay the price for it when I got home. Well, if you remember, I paid the price for it starting just before I got to leave there even, because I caught a cold about Friday. And I think it had to do with the air conditioning. And the funny thing was that Benji also caught it, so I don't know who gave it to us, but somebody did. And so, but never mind. And I did fine flying home, no problem at all. And that again is a little stressful. Then I came straight home, and that night that I landed, I was doing the wash and everything. The next day I was back to work, and I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Thursday, I was not doing too well. I was exhausted. My immune system obviously was compromised. Not only had I had the 2 weeks, if you like, because of the full week, and then I'd gone off to VidCon, and then the other week. But I had all the emotions going on with my retirement that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Then, on top of that, because by now you understand I'm lowering my ability to cope. On top of that, my dear friend Yvonne, her father had a stroke, which obviously put our household into a little deep concern. And then I heard one of my much loved viewers had some pretty bad health news. And, you know, this is all stacking up now. And I guess by the time I got up on Thursday morning, Thursday being a day off for me now, I looked at my house and I saw the one thing I always check for. I don't know about the rest of you, but I can tell what my state of stress is by the way my house is looking. And quite honestly, by Thursday, I was pretty upset with the way that my house looked. The kitchen looked like a bomb had hit it. My bedroom looked like a bomb had hit it. This room looked like a bomb had hit it. And basically, I was out of control. And that's how I can tell. I can tell by the state of my house. And so I did what any person does who is still capable of taking control, which is I went, stop. Stop. And your mind's going, no, 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 but I have to do that. And I'm going, no. You need to stop and rest. Because if you don't listen to your body right now, your body's going to force you to listen in a much more serious way. So what I did was, number one thing was I acknowledged it. The second thing I did was I went back to bed, and I stayed there, and between little cat naps and sleeps, and I also did some binge watching, I don't mind telling you. I spent the day in bed. On Friday I got up and did a couple of broadcasts during Friday, which I think I did quite a good imitation of being pretty bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But by Saturday, I knew that I still needed more time for me. So I, again, took a pretty easy day for me. And I must admit, by the time I got up on Sunday, I was doing a lot better. And I could feel that I was now capable of some level of focus, you know, which I hadn't been able to do for about a week. So I was able to focus a little bit, and that made me able to prioritize a little bit. And quite honestly, when I looked at all the things that I hadn't done and needed to do, again, I ran the risk of being overwhelmed, and I said, no, stop, just prioritize what's really important. Now, quite honestly, the wash was really important to me because I was running out of clothes. Eating, yeah, that was quite important. And as I've told you many times before, I started to put things into very small categories. In other words, all I had to do was to put one load of wash in. And I prioritized, if I only did one load of wash, what would I want in it? You know what I mean? Literally, I was doing things like that. And then I came back and made myself a meal. And then I found myself automatically tidying up the kitchen. And I went, oh, I'm definitely a lot better. So I was taking these baby steps forward, and I really recommend that. And then when I realized that maybe life was going to be okay again, I took a deep breath. And I started to get grateful again. How grateful I was that the only problems I had was overwhelm. Because there are more people in my immediate life that are having much greater problems than that. And how grateful I was for all that I had, and how grateful I was for the very small problems that I had, and how grateful I was for the fact that I had this sort of, you know, the house where I could shut a few doors so that even if somebody came to visit, they wouldn't necessarily know that a bomb had hit it. And so I want to repeat again what the title of this video was, and that was, we need to welcome all feelings and thoughts with equal regard. And I really did do that. I listened to what was going on in my head, and it was whirring. I listened to how I felt, which was exhausted. And I treated myself with great kindness, considering those two things were going on. And I encourage you to do that. You know, sometimes it just gets a little difficult. Sometimes I have to just admit that I am not 20 anymore. Sometimes, as much as it pisses me off, sometimes I just need to stop and not try and do quite as many things in a day. If any of this is something you can relate to, please give it a thumbs up. If listening to something like this actually helps you in your day, then please make sure you subscribe. And I think there's a little picture of me here on the right-hand side there. That'll take you straight where you need to go. And make sure that you follow me on Facebook and Twitter, because that's where we really advertise what we're going to be doing. If we're going to be doing a surprise broadcast or just a regular broadcast, I will always put a note on Facebook and Twitter. So everybody, remember these things. Number one, be really aware of what your body is telling you. It's very important. Number two, when you're out of control, stop. Rest. And rest until you're capable of refocusing, reprioritizing, and then take baby steps forward to wherever it is you're trying to go. Now, of course, about the last thing I thought that was going to happen today was I was going to lose the video that I so carefully put down on the way to work this morning. But, as I have told you many, many, many times before, it is what it is. And no amount of cursing and swearing or, throwing the phone across the room was going to make that video come back. And I did look for it very carefully. Now, chances are that it will magically appear now because I've done a second one. In which case, who cares? This is Dear Mama Sal saying, have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye for now.